In the changing landscape of an orthodontic practice, what are offices doing now and what are the offices of the future going to look like?
What I'm seeing with doctors who are coming to me with office projects now is, even though we are in a huge place of flux and offices seem like they could be smaller with all of the advanced technologies we have going on, staffing is still a huge issue. And our what does that look like for off-siting some of our staffing, and what does that look like for AI and all of these intense changes that are coming down the loop. The real answer to the question is that doctors get to decide what kind of practice they want for themselves now. Each doctor is responding to their community. Each doctor is kind of soul searching and saying, how much off-siting do I want to do? How much AI do I want to do? How much technology am I implementing so that I'm not spending time in chairs? And so the answer to this, what are ortho offices doing now and what does the ortho office of the future look like? Each doctor is able to create for themselves the practice that they want to work in. And so I have doctors coming to me who want 1,000 square foot practices, not just because they're in Brooklyn, New York, and that's the size of ability to move in that space, but because they do a lot of dental monitoring, and they've off-sited a lot of their things, and they can see the same number of patients, but the appointments are getting farther and farther apart. So I have that population. That sort of dovetails with the population of doctors who have either decided they want a boutique practice and they want to stay small and they don't want to see very many patients, and they want a lot of time with each patient. And there's one other set of doctors who choose a small footprint, and those are doctors who have come out of retirement because they're bored and they want to just do a little orthodontics sometimes because it's still their passion. They can still make a great service to the community, and they don't need to run a practice, so they're going to do something small and special that's just for them. So those are the small 1,000 square foot around offices that are happening now, and I think will happen into the future as more off-siting happens, and also as there's a backlash from all that off-siting to really personal care. So you're going to be able to choose as an orthodontist. Am I someone who wants to see more patients in a small space, and I'm really comfortable with the tech and I love it and it works for me and it works for my patients? Am I the doctor who wants high touch, longer appointments with my patients and I'm just going to run a smaller boutique practice? Or the mid-sized practices are still really happening. 6-chair practices, 7-chair practices, 3,500 square foot, up to 4,000. Those are still really happening. They're happening as satellites and they're happening as flagships. These are the doctors who love to build community in their ortho bays. They love to have the parents in their waiting room, and they're excited about amenities and building community and having that community in their office. So those are still really happening, with different amounts of off-siting and dental monitoring. Sometimes they're just seeing a lot more patients in shorter, different scheduling practices. But they still are running 6 or 7 chairs, but they've expanded their ability to see patients. And then I'm also still seeing volume practices, people who really want to be able to serve insurance communities. And the way they can do that with a healthy practice for themselves is to have a higher volume, but they're really on a mission to help patients who can't self-pay, and that is the practice model that works to do that. And they're willing to, have more doctors in, associates, do more hours, see more patients every day, keep their scheduling on point so that they can serve that population. So the answer to the question is offices today are all over the map, and you get to choose what kind of practice you want to create. And the practices of the future are full of choice in the way that like Amazon is full of choice. Like you can get anything that you could possibly want.